All right, welcome back po, brothers and sisters, Sigma Upsilon Upsilon Lambda. Episode number 5, 2015. So we're gonna continue where we left off last time. So we've uploaded most of the video from 2013 until 2015, episode 4. So we'll go on with episode number 5. Just a short recap. We remember that the last time we discussed episode number 4, nakapag-decide na po yung National Council that they're gonna cancel the change the venue rather from CMU to Samal. Sorry, from Davao to CMU. So, tingnan po natin yung timeline for us to be refreshed and remember. November 9, nagkaroon po ng NC meeting. That didn't materialize kasi halos wala pong nag-attend ng meeting. So again, nag-post si SM that it is our obligation or duty na mag-meeting because we have a lot of important things to discuss. Number 1 po doon, sinasabi niya na hindi po, non-compliance ng Davao region sa letter of intent to host the 13th CONCON. Remember that during Samal, kinausap ng National Council, andun sa idea ni Supreme Minister na i-change ang venue from Davao to CMU because he wanted to reunite. The reason is to reunite the founders. So, kinausap ang National Council, nag-meeting sila. Then, ang National Council, sila lahat kumausap. Andun si Sis Emmy, kinausap niya as one of the, I think, officer or chairman in charge sa 13 CONCON Davao, saying that this is the plan that we have. Ito po yung plano namin. Sis Emmy did not say, we will just get back to the committee. And they were given until end of July to respond to that plan. Also, they were asked to submit a letter of intent to host, submitted to the National Council. Then my question there is that, ito po ba dapat ang process from 2007, nag-CONCON sa 2010, were there any letter of intent also required? Ito po ba is per CBL na i-require? From 2010, nag-CONCON sa Catbalogan 2013, right? Ang Catbalogan po ba nag-submit ng letter of intent to host the chapter? Or kung ano yung na-decide na during the CONCON is automatic na yun, siya na yung mag-host without any questions and all of those stuff? Or is this something na in-implement lang ni Pete during his administration? And for whatever reason, now he is asking for a letter of intent. Although it was already decided sa Catbalogan during the General Assembly, kahit sabihin pa natin informally, it was, if there was a bidding, formal bidding or informally, people ando na sa mind ng mga members that sa Davao na. Not only that, even Amumumpon acknowledged it, and he even announced it during the Himamat before that the CONCON will be in Davao. Then suddenly now, mayroon pong requirements to submit a letter of intent. Pero prior to this, that was his idea already na i-change ang venue from CMU, from Davao to CMU. So, is this something that's already required by CBL, or is this out of nowhere na require lang ng PIT for whatever reason? So nakita po natin that they failed to submit the letter of intent. They also failed to submit the financial statement of receipts and disbursement report from the last convention in Samal. So Sis Emmy allegedly sinabi na September daw magko-comply about the financial reports pero hindi daw yan na-submit. On top of that, ang Davao ay may outstanding amount owed to the vendor. Ang creditor po niya ng SUUL related po sa t-shirt printing. Kasi nag-convention sa Samal, di ba? So may t-shirt na prinenta doon. May utang tayo na 10,000 pesos sa vendor, and it's charged to Sigma Upsilon Lambda, hindi pa yun nabayaran. On top of that, indebted pa po yung, may utang pa po tayo sa vendor na nag-provide ng meal during the 2010 CONCON sa La Mesa Dam. Na may nag-provide ng meal doon may utang pa daw. So these are the things that dapat sanang pagmitingan nila during the GoTo meeting, November 9, pero hindi po nangyari yon. So they scheduled another meeting after the announcement. Then, after that National Council meeting, nagkaroon po, they've decided to come up with a resolution 04-2015 of all these problems, no? Changing the venue of 13 Concon from Davao to CMU. Resolution presented, deliberated sabi, and was unanimously approved by the National Council. So, sino-sino po yung present during the resolution, during this National Council resolution, decided to change the venue? Andun po si si SM Pete, number 1. Andun din po si DSM Ray Abing. Andun din po si Jonathan, Keeper of the Scroll. Andun din po ang chronicler, si Lito Pandihito. Andun po si Royal Court Waga and the appointed Royal Court Cesar Borgios. So 6 po sila. So 6 out of 20 National Council present during the deliberation of that resolution and was approved. It raises also a question whether meron bang proper quorum kasi kulang ng tao, di ba? So, first of all, that letter, was it something that's part of the procedure or late lang yung ni-require during the time of Pete? So, these are the questions, and were there any formal biddings sa General Assembly during Catbalogan, or it was just on the mind of Pete na okay, sa Davao? And then everyone agrees informally. So now, because of that, it was decided by him. So sabi niya, it could be, pwede din niyang baguhin because he's the one who decided in Catbalogan. Pwede din niyang baguhin in Samal as one of the venue to be changed. So isn't the General Assembly in Catbalogan enough acknowledged and announced by SM himself? So kailangan pa ba ng letter? Actually, that letter is just like a formality because on top of Pete's mind, ando na yung decision na gustong ilipat eh. So, first of all, ando na yung gustong ilipat pero na-require ng letter, hindi na comply, tapos may financial obligation pa na may mga problema and all of those things. So, naging underlying reasons na lang siya. So, tingnan natin ngayon, after nagpalabas ng resolution, tingnan natin ano po yung reaction ng Davao team. Makikita niyo po dyan, we've discussed a little bit about the leadership skills na meron si Pete. No? In a leadership kasi, you should be able to balance everything. Although, strategical thinking, okay, andyan si Pete dyan, change management, planning and delivery, magaling siya dyan. When it comes to communication kasi, dyan siya may kulang. No? So, as a leader, you have to over-communicate, especially pag meron kang... So, nakita natin, there's a communication gap, not only physically kasi nasa Amerika siya, so but only pag-follow up ng isang bagay or ng isang plano or proseso, no? People management, isa din to na talagang Brother Pete failed to do this because nakita natin on the previous decision making, especially conflict management, people management, dyan natin makita, magaling siya sa mga subordinates or peers na follows him, but how about if he is facing a conflict or decision making na may mag-uupo sa decision. So mahirap 'yon. Persuasion and influence. So, all of this, either achiever si Pete, affirmer or asserter, meron yang strengths and weaknesses. So these are the things that needs to be there or balance sa isang leader. Tingnan natin, after nagparabas ng resolution ang Davao, tingnan natin po what was the reaction. Ang National Council, what was the reaction of Davao team? So the reaction of Davao team, makikita nyo po on the screen. So sinabi nila dyan, address to the Supreme Minister, November 20, 2015. This letter is in response to the Resolution 4, 2015, dated November 15, 2015, issued by the NC, resolving the Constitutional Convention supposed to be held in Davao but transferred to Mother Chapter 2016 with some ridiculous reason daw. Sabi, paka-ridiculous naman yung reason na transfer. So sabi nila, we strongly deny those allegations reflected in the resolution through Facebook. Grabe, no? Kung that's a formal resolution, dapat sabi nga, bakit sa Facebook pa in-announce? And ang response ng Davao team is also what Abel Brad Abel earlier, na meron pang time, mag-appeal kayo, magpadala kayo ng letter legally so that this can be settled. So ito na nga yung sagot doon. Padala sila ng letter. Tingnan po natin. Number 1, that there is no formal communication sent by the National Council to the hosting chapter. Wala nga naman, no? So nakita na lang yung post sa Facebook, lumabas na, that Region 11 consummated changes of the 2016 CONCON venue. Considering that sending communication through social media is merely unethical and informal. So my point sila doon, dapat hindi pinadaan sa social media. It could have been emailed or addressed to them or sent to them properly. No, we must bear in our mind that our fraternity has a high level of integrity and reputation, that all resolutions must be sent to the address which precisely in personal email, not to the social media where all man in the globe spectrum can read in every prestigious event that we have like this. So tama din sila, no? Number 2, that the Region 11 chapter has the capability to host the said event on 2016 CONCON, and that we are now in the stage of fine-tuning the system to make the Constitution Convention elegant. Mas gusto nila papagandahin pa sana. Nasa proseso nila fine-tuning. Ibig sabihin, nasa last leg or stage na sila para pagandahin at i-fine-tune ang lahat ng mga activities or gagawin sa CONCON. No? Unlike the previous conventions that we experienced in the last few years. So gusto nilang mas pagandahin pa unlike the previous. So we have to remember that the Davao region, hindi lang po isang chapter to. Composed of many chapters. And before sila nag-decide na Davao City, they, amongst themselves, nag-bid din po sila. They went on bidding and nag-bid yung Mate, nag-bid yung Santa Cruz, nag-bid yung Tagum. Pero ang nanalo is the Davao City kasi ito yung pinakasentro. So sabi nila, all of them, sayang yung effort nila. No? Number 3, that the Region 11 chapters has no financial scarcity nor financial issue to this matter. Wala namang problema sa finances daw, sabi. Unlike sa sinabi doon sa resolution na meron daw financial problem, earlier na discuss natin. No? Number 4, that if any lapses nor discrepancy in submitting papers to the National Council observed during 2015 National Convention in Samal, so kung may problema man or any lapses na nangyari doon, Davao del Norte does not mean it does not mean to change the entire process, who and where to hold the next 2016 CONCON. So, yung lang lapses na yun, sabi nila, it's just a minor lapses. It doesn't mean na i-change natin yung entire process as we agreed for the last 13. That was already agreed sa Katbalogan, no? So, sabi niya, ba't nyo dinadamay the entire hosting plan when in fact, yung hindi nagka-submit ng letter of intent, minor lang yun eh. We can comply to that. Hindi naka-submit of financial statement ang Davao City or that chapter na nag-host sa ba't nadamay lahat ng plan, overall plan ng convention. So that the discussion in the subject resolution are baseless and obnoxious. No? Therefore, the chosen region 11 to hold the constitutional convention headed by the undersigned as unanimously elected in the member of the chapter of Region 11 right after 2013 CONCON in Catbalogan, Samar. So signature affixed, we strongly opposes. So it's a letter of strong opposition opposing the resolution that was sent by the National Council. The subject resolution made the National Council remain held in Davao City. So ito po yung pinakaunang formal response ng Davao City after the National Council decided to change the venue from CMU to Davao. And after the underlying reasons na sinasabi nila na we don't need to change the entire process if part of the process is only broken. We can still fix it. Kaya pa nating i-fix to, no? Yes, there was deadline na sinabmit nyo. We don't know what happened. It could be a fault din ng Davao kasi they take this so lightly na hindi mag-comply sa requirements na hiningi. But I have to understand and give my personal comment that since the beginning na nagkukonkon tayo every 3 years, is this something that the SM really personally, follow the book, bureaucratic or book by book na kailangang sundin? Na pag isang proseso at hindi masunod, lahat ng yan tanggal. So siguro nasana yung mga brothers natin that usually, pag next CONCON, pag sinabing General Assembly na Okay, ang next con dito na venue, pag sinabing yes, all agreed, walang oppose, okay, wala na. See you in the next 3 years, ito na yung kailangan natin. So, sa administration ni Pete, he's trying to be bureaucratic, na legalistic, book by book, cover by cover. And I don't know if this is something that's written in the Constitution because I haven't seen it, na required yung letter of intent. But whatever the reason of Pete, he needs to understand as well that if he required this, because this is something that for formality sakes and all these things, there was a lapses also sa Catbalogan kung napaka ano siya ng proseso na kailangang masunod. Bakit sa Catbalogan walang allegedly, kung sinabing hindi dumaan sa tamang proseso, it was just in his mind na i-announce yung Davao, hindi dumaan sa proper bidding, bakit doon pa lang hindi na nasunod? Kung talagang kailangan yung process by process, and ganun siya ka-stricto, no? So this is something that at this point kaya pang remedyohan. Si Sis Emmy this point then he was like na-upset siya. Sabi nga, nag-post nga siya dyan, kung makita mo yung post niya, in any angle, in any minute, I shall stand straightforward and face reality's accusation with dignity as an orphan. So parang related to sa statement of financial, baka na-accuse siya na hindi na-remit, may mga, we don't know. But sabi niya, I can face straightforward any accusation with dignity as an orphan. No? Sabi niya, how we toiled all the efforts and resources, and now we are ongoing with more ideas, planning, suggestions, and canvas. Sayang yung mga all of their efforts daw. So they already prepared for this, no? Tapos suddenly it changed. Meron ding, is there no remedy for understanding and consideration might prevail? Do we need to hurt each other to attain our peace? Sis Emmy. So sabi niya, nag-explain siya dito sa second ENC, which may name be dragged, and it was posted that I agree that I have flaws. He inadmit Mrs. Emmy, but I had the honor to face all of you who want to hear my side. And as always, my stand never been tainted with this kind of scenario. So fresh in all my imagination, how we have toiled all the efforts now. Do we need to hear each other? So they are prepared. She can answer all the questions, whatever it is. So sayang yung resolution, pwede pang ano. So they're asking for a consideration. Just a sec. They're asking for consideration that have some consideration naman. Yeah, ngayon parang natauhan na yung Davao ngayon na ganito pala talaga ka straightforward si Pete. Na ngayon pa sila ngayon parang nagising sa katotohanan na, oh my God, this is not happening. This never happened in the entire history of Sigma Epsilon Lambda na babaguhin. So they got caught off guard, and now they're trying to make some noise so that maremedyohan, and now they are at the mercy of our Supreme Minister, no, kasi nakapag-decide na. So going down, makikita mo dito, you can see responses of, lagay nga natin dito yung camera. Knight Miller, Fernandez, DonDonGomez, Quebec, Canada. Remember that there was a conflict between Pete and Dondon earlier in our separate video, earlier videos. So change of venue for 2006, Sigma Epsilon Constitutional Convention. I hope this issue shall embark a good cause of action peacefully. So he was saying that with the open door philosophy, Salus Populi Suprema Lex, the welfare of the people shall be the supreme law, hindi yung law ni. So he was saying that, I hope this good cause of action peacefully. I hope mag-resolve to peacefully. So the NC Royal Court at si Auditor wrote a motion to SM to reconsider a technical reason. Ay hindi dapat na dahilan, hindi sa ang technical reason daw. What are the technical reasons? Hindi nakakomply sa requirements, hindi nakapagsabit ng financial. These are all technical reasons. So sabi niya, hindi sapat na dahilan yon dahil mas mabigat ang General Assembly. Hindi sapat na dahilan yung technical reasons decided by the National Council and Supreme Minister. Kasi it was already decided by the General Assembly. So mas mabigat po yung reason ng General Assembly na mas masunod yon, sabi niya. And if you go this way, sure na ang division na mangyayari, no? So may mga punto po sila talaga at sabihin mo, Knight Miller Fernandez again, November 20, 2015, sabi niya may pag-asa pa at meron pang time. Lakihan lang dapat ang room for understanding. So they're appealing to Pete sa kanilang desisyon ng National Council that, mas lakihan ang room for understanding. So this is the connection with the change. Ito yung post ni Don Gomez. This is in the connection with the change of venue and the hosting for the Constitutional Convention. No? Section 3 is article Constitution and bylaws natin that every 3 years kailangan tayong mag-convention. According to you, Sis Emmy, there is no remedy for understanding. Yes, there is. If you read our SUUL preamble, there is always a room for understanding. Sinabi niya, there's always a room for unity, love, peace, and equality. There is still time to manifest the hosting. The law provides in our SUUL CBL that the National Council should inform all chapters 3 months before the next Constitution Convention that will be held in AdministratonTransparencyPolicy. So required pala yung National Council to inform 3 months before the next Constitutional Convention that will be held ang mga chapters. No? So in consonance with the decision to change the venue, the 19th National Council Officers Assembly should be in proper quorum. So they were saying that dapat they should be in proper quorum bago sana makapag decide to change the venue, kasi nakita natin earlier ilan lang sila yung nag-decide doon, 6, no? So sabi doon, assembly should be in proper quorum, article 14 section article 15 section 5. General Assembly will be convened when there is a quorum, no? I suggest that Davao City shall file a motion. So mag-file na ng motion to reconsideration, no? Motion for reconsideration for justifiable grounds that you are now in the final stage of planning. Sayang nga, yung effort since 2013, 14, 15, nasa final stage ng planning na sila. So mag-file kayo ng motion for reconsideration, submission of the letter of intent, but still there is more time. As I have said, there is always room for understanding. So mag-submit kayo ng motion for reconsideration, and then Sis Emmy, appealing remedy for understanding. Sayang na lang ang preamble with the members of Sigma Upsilon. So yun po yung ni Don Gomez. No? So November 19, nagpadala din ng letter sino ba to? Davao Region again, November 19, nagpadala ng nagpadala ng formal letter na we wrote this manifestation of ours with the hope that this can be addressed, the existing controversy prevailing in our organization today. In the light of the decision, so sinabi, presided by Supreme Minister, upon hearing violent reaction from the members of the organization affected by such decision. So ito addressed to the honorable members of the National Council. Ang nagpadala nito is the Davao Region team. Ang nagpadala nito is the Central Mindanao University. It is the CMU ang nagpadala nito. And let me check sino nagpadala nito. I think it is the CMU. Sino nga nagpadala nito? I'm not sure. Let me review it again. I think it is the Central Mindanao. Kasi nga nalaman nila that i-change ang venue to CMU, right? Ang nagpadala nitong sulat na to is the CMU elders or advisors, Alpha Chapter advisors. So sinasabi dito, we wrote this manifestation of ours upon hearing this violent reaction from the members of the organization affected by such decision in the change the venue of the next CONCON from Region 11 to Region 10, particularly in Alpha Chapter CMU, we cannot just close our eyes but to present this manifestation with the hope that this serves as a Solomonic movement to avert the possible consequences that might inflict damages. As member of the National Council, we are requesting some members of the same council to observe the fundamental basis. Mababasa niyo po dyan. So, the above preamble, so sinabi nila dyan. So, the point here is, move na natin tong I'm moving the camera. Okay. So, he was saying that we, the undersigned, knew very well that the Davao region had already started planning the hosting of the 2016 CONCON. And in the first meeting was attended by the prominent leaders of our organization sometime in July 2015. Brother Roger Cañete, keeper of the key, the National Council, even attended said organization meeting. But problem was on technical reason that they failed to report to you on their intent to host and the official reports of the proceedings. So in fact, the first meeting they decided that it was Tagum daw dapat sana would be the venue of the conversation. However, on their second meeting, sometime in September, they decided Davao. So they failed to report daw this progress of the meeting, yung mga pinapag-usapan kay Pete, no? To be the final venue considering the center of destination. So this is what they're saying. Their third meeting was already scheduled. Teka lang, is this the Alpha chapter nagpadala nito? Or, yeah, I think so. The third meeting was already scheduled on Saturday, November 19, 2015. So pangatlong meeting na. During this time kasi nagmi-meet yung Davao. So they're saying that hindi lang na-update si SMP, no? To finally resolve some issues and concerns which are part of the planning process. Brad and sis, technical reason for the decision to change the venue of the already established well-settled issue on the venue decided by the Catbalogan CONCON in 2013 does not give a constructive result but allow divisiveness, no? Tama nga naman. So, to exist in the organization contrary to the tenets of the preamble as cited in the foregoing. So, sinasabi dito, our Constitution allows us to make adjustments in our decision as long as our actions are within the ambit of good intention, unity, fairness, justice, and the rule of law. No? So, saying, is it fair for the National Council, for the SM to change the venue, knowing na since 2013, 14, 15, ang dami na nilang prepare, no? So, our Constitution allows us to make let us give the Knights and Ulphans leaders in Region 11, which is the Davao, the chance to prove their worth as they have already done it on its initial planning process to host the 2016 CONCON. We, in the National Council, would try to exhaust administrative remedies unless they themselves would already manifest to decline or surrender for whatever reason. So, unless daw pag nag-surrender or nag-decline na ang Davao region, manifestation, so tsaka pa, but now, mahirap to. So, the National Council should not prematurely make the decision on the date and the venue of the next CONCON, as it has more time to do that. On Section 3, Article 14 states, and we quote, that the National Council should inform all chapters 3 months before the next constitution. So meron pang time to announce if there is. But for now, sabi na, also it is our opinion that the National Council should have to do at this point in time to decide the creation of a special committee. So indeed, Region 11 or Davao region would be the venue of the above aforementioned activities. Not only that they are interested to host the CONCON, but it is because of the mandate of the General Assembly nga sa Catbalogan as the highest policy maker, ang Assembly, no? Brad and sis, we signed this manifestation guided with our resolve pursuant to Section 8, Article 4 of our 6 of our Constitution. Lastly, we hope that, thank you. So these are the message of the advisors. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I will just correct this in the next video, but this letter is from Alpha Chapter. It could be the advisors, or it could be the elders, yung mga, no, that they are supporting Region 11 or Davao, and wanted to make sure that, since naghago naman sila, they already exert their effort to do so. So we'll continue our next video in our next episode. Tingnan po natin kung ano po yung mga other things that was discussed there. So again, Jonathan was there during the resolution, and they are asking for, was there a quorum? No, there was a question. Ilang percentage ba dapat kailangan para masabing may quorum? Because remember, when they have done that resolution, 6 lang sila out of 20. So the question is, attention all Knights and Ulphans, Jonathan posting this message. The undersigned requested by Knight Tyrone Opiso, the NC member of the Royal Court, and Knight Ronels Diria, auditor, to reveal their motion to the Supreme Minister, Knight Pita Mumonpon, in connection with the resolution. No? Ilang percentage ba dapat kailangan para masabing quorum? So, ug wala specifying ang SM or National Council ang mo-determine sa venue or kondo, it is the General Assembly ga dapat. So, Abel Villamor, maumanunta, maski ask ka meeting na jud ni number if pila. Kalibog ba oy ning atong CBL dapat i-appeal ni sa CONCON unta na naka-specify gyud. Gina, sa daan daw the previous CBL tuwa dito ang gibutang ng mga mag-determine the National Assembly, but is already amended na wala ang And so dito na makita that there are some dagdag bawas sa CBL natin, no? May nag-comment dito, I think it's from Jojo Agnes, saying that in the absence of a quorum, any actions you took is at your own risk and not binding to the organization. If the members doesn't agree that you did, sorry, this is my note by the way. If the members doesn't agree that you did the right thing, even if you agree but vote against the motion to ratify your action, you're out in the cold, so to speak. So parang kung walang quorum, whatever you have decided or na-decisionan, hindi po siya binding na decision. No? So Jojo Agnes shared some insights. Sabi niya 50% plus 1 ang constitute of a quorum, hindi pwedeng 3 lang. So sinabing out of 20, 6 lang, and the rest, how many voted? So it's not 50% plus 1, no? So after ilang months daw, ay finally nagparamdam raw ito si who's this? Si Flor Bondoc. So pag-usapan po natin ang role ni Flor Bondoc on our next video, and isa po siya sa chairman ng Davao region, no? Aside from this Emmy, Flor Bondoc. So sila po yung mga unang taong involved about this issue. So maraming salamat. Thank you for tuning in. Continue to listen to the video and follow. So I hope you gain a lot of understanding based on the history of our Sigma Observation. See you on episode number 6 and have a great day.